Monster Energy Cup Series, race number 35 of 36, race 3 of 3 in the round of 8. Yes, the final race in the championship 4. I won the last 2 races so far on this season, both at Martinsville and Texas, both in nail-biting finishes, and we'll see what we can do today at Phoenix and Texas. As here we go, the winner of this race, that isn't me, if it's another playoff driver, will advance, of course, to the championship 4. But possibly up to 3 drivers can make it on points at this point. We could have 2 at the end of this one, depending on the winners. Every point matters once again, though. Here, green flag is going to be in the air, and we are underway as we are racing at Phoenix here tonight.
Stay low.
Got Brian Keselowski already, the pole sitter, able to jump out to the lead quickly here. So we quickly took it 3 wide to the bottom of the track in turns 1 and 2. After qualifying 18th and starting 17th in this race, we'll get to see how we might be able to get things going here. I was looking to make it 3 wide off the exit of 4, but didn't quite have the momentum running on the inside that time. Out of the inside of Ty Dillon for position here into turns 1 and 2. Once again, and this time we're going to clear Dillon off of turn 2. Again, just looking to build momentum here. We've won 3 races in a row. We won at Kansas, Martinsville, and then Texas. So we've won the last 3 races here in the playoffs. We've got a total of 6 wins in the playoffs alone. So we have really just been dominating the postseason. And obviously looking to continue that again here today.
Car there on the inside. All right, you're clear there.
Doing a great job here keeping Clint Boyer behind us, as well as we have been working on the 21 car of Paul Menard as well.
Inside.
And Boyer's going to give us a little bit of his right front bumper. And Boyer with the bump and run, he's going to get around us for 11th.
Careful, still there.
We look back to the inside here, trying to complete the crossover move, can't do it, and Boyer will move on. Might be able to follow Clint to get around the 21 of Paul Menard. That is very well possible here. So now Clint Boyer is just overtaking Jimmy Johnson right behind us for 13th. Boyer, one of the playoff drivers, needs a good run here to make it to the championship race in Miami.
Still there. That was a better lap. Careful, still there.
Now to the inside of Paul Menard, trying to get back into the 11th position. We are side by side down the back straightaway. Just a very tight battle, still side by side with Menard. This is a 312 lap race, 312 miles on this 1 mile short track here at Phoenix. And now we've just cleared Menard for position. Boyer's really driving away too, because he has passed Eric Almirola and Joey Logano to move into the 8th position, and now he's working on Alex Bowman here to maybe move up to 7th. Kurt Busch right behind us. Slight contact that's going to push us up the racetrack and allow Busch to get on by. Kind of came down into him in the middle of the corner. It was on accident, of course. And obviously, again, that did cost us a spot on the racetrack. Side by side. Almirola and Logano here just ahead of
Careful,
us.
still there.
Big move to the inside of Kurt Busch into turns 1 and 2. We are there. Keselowski's pulling away so far in this one. He's led every lap in the early going of the race. Taking a little too long here to try and get back around Kurt Busch. Could seemingly be faster than us. We got Logano and Almirola though just in front of us now. We might have to follow Kurt Busch to get on by him. Gotta conserve the car here, especially on a short track. Busch couldn't get around him on the outside the entirety of the last lap. He goes high, and that allows us to get under him. And we are side by side with Kurt Busch now going into turn 1.
Stay out the bottom.
Coming out of turn 2.
Careful, still there.
Still side by side with Busch. Now to the inside of Logano into 3 and 4.
Still there.
Once again, Almirola here just in front of us.
You're clear all around there.
Really working to the inside of Almirola. Going to come off of turn 2, side by side for 9th. Kurt Busch followed us to get around Logano. Now he's going to try to do the same thing to get around Eric Almirola as we clear Eric for 9th. Off of turn number 4. Still the early going of this one, lap 14 currently. This race should fly by with it only being 312 miles. 1 mile short track. Gonna put down some pretty decent lap times. Finally starting to pull away from Kurt Busch a little bit. We try to reel in Eric Jones, who is currently in 8th. Clint Boyer right now is up to 6th, and I think he's slowly going to keep moving up as the race moves on. Of course, us, after lap 1, we were up to 12th already, gained 5 spots from the start of the race after starting 17th, of course qualified 18th. And now Kyle Busch is just taking the lead from Brad Keselowski coming out of the dog leg. So if he can make it all the way. So Kyle Busch has just now taken the race lead for the first time here this afternoon. The gap has slightly been closing on getting to Eric Jones in the 8th spot. Lap after lap.
That was a great lap.
Just ran our fastest lap of the race. Now looking to the inside of Jones for 8th.
Careful, still there.
Dove in pretty deep that time, trying to get it to hold. We're going to remain right behind him. And I think we set him up pretty good, though. Running that line, and we were able to hold on to the grip. Not going to hit our first lap car of the race. We got Parker Kligerman just in front of us, and we caught him in a bad spot right in the middle of turns 1 and 2. It's already committed to the inside, and I couldn't move my line in the middle of the corner. Chase Elliott trying to work around the outside of the lap cars through 1 and 2, and that might allow us to close the gap. Lap cars never really got in our way like they did in his way. Elliott just pulls in front of us. And a 3-wide move to get around Elliott and the lap car of BJ McLeod, and nevertheless we were able to get through it. A great move and a great pass here just to get up to 7th. Whoa, way down to the inside. Very loose moment off the exit of turn 4. Really had to catch the car. That kind of scared me a little bit, the way the car just jumped out on me. Drove it a little too deep into 3 and 4. You can run on the apron in 3 and 4, but we got way too far below that yellow line and got onto more of the flatter surface of the racetrack in the middle of the corner, which had gotten us loose.
Clear all around.
Compared to other races on the season, it seems like it's going to take a little longer of a run to not only become the fastest driver, but to even catch all the leaders up here.
All right, you're clear.
Another loose moment there getting into turn 1. Tires are already wearing out pretty quickly.
Hold your line.
Now quickly to the middle, in between Stenhouse and Boyer. And a nice pass for position on the outside of Clint Boyer there. He's not going to be able to try and make a crossover move on us.
Still there. You got it. You're clear there.
Brad Keselowski, the pole sitter in the race, is back to 4th, not getting through the lap traffic, as well as some of those Joe Gibbs Racing Toyotas of Kyle Busch, Mark Truex Jr. Not sure exactly who's in 2nd right now.
Careful. Still there. All right. Clear outside.
Going to make a dive bomb move to the inside into 3 and 4. And we're going to easily make the pass on Brad Keselowski, who is now slowly fading back the longer this run goes.
Careful. Still there. You got it.
Kyle Busch has led the majority of the laps in this race. We've had 2 different leaders so far. Kyle Busch and Brad Keselowski. Once Keselowski lost that lead, he has not done as well in traffic.
Careful. Still there.
Clean Air is definitely showing strong out here in this one. Not too much further behind the race leader, Kyle Busch. The battle for third's going on. Truex hanging in strong on the outside. Couldn't clear him off of turn 4 that time. But we're going to have the advantage not only through the dog leg, but back to the inside again.
Car high. Careful there.
Into turn 1.
You're clear there.
Using the lap car of David Reagan as a pick, and Truex is still stuck behind him trying to get around him.
Careful. Still there. Clear high. Clear high. Got one outside now. All right. You're clear.
1 So we've caught Kevin Harvick now for second. Kyle Busch is within reach here. Harvick still trying to get around Daniel Hemrick. We're not going to waste any time taking it 3 wide with a big dive into turn 1. And we're not able to hold it. Have to get out of the gas late in the corner, and Harvick's going to try a crossover move and a big block down the back straightaway. And DiBenedetto is able to hold on, and we're getting tight again off the exit of turn 4. Harvick closes back again, but now he's not going to be able to try a crossover move a second time. Harvick is going to remain in third for the time being. And Kyle Busch here just about a half second ahead of us. Might not be leading for much longer. Currently on lap 35 to the outside of Kyle Busch for the race lead. Closing in on the lap car of Parker Kligerman in the 96. Went to the outside so I can use Kligerman as a pick. A great move to get around Busch and quickly pulling away from him. And Matt DiBenedetto will lead his first lap of the race as we reach lap 36 here in this one.
Still there?
So a pretty good start to the race here for Matty D. He's right along with him in the 95 car. Still surprises me that Martin Truex Jr. was not able to make it into this round of 8. He was eliminated in the round of 12. And I think a lot of that had to do with a poor finish at Talladega for him. But nevertheless, not only that, he has put up some great finishes in the round of 8 so far. Has finished top 5 in the first 2 races and is currently running 4th here in the 3rd race at Phoenix.
Stay low, stay low. You got room.
Bowman needs a good day. He's below the cut line coming into this one, and unfortunately he's a lap down in 21st right now. Kyle Busch looking pretty good on points. He has finished 2nd place both at Martinsville and Texas to open up the round of 8.
Careful, still there. All clear.
And in both of those races finishing 2nd. He's pretty close to locking himself in on points, as he doesn't even need a great point stay to lock himself into the championship 4. Kevin Harvick, another one of the drivers actually looking pretty good on points. I believe he was plus 17 coming into this race. Kyle Busch was not exactly sure. He was definitely above 20 points above the cut line. And again, with no stages on this season, therefore no stages in this race, it's going to be very, very difficult for anybody to really catch either of those two. It's pretty much going to be a battle for 4th at this point. And we have our first caution of the race with 273 laps to go. So after only leading a few laps under green after finally taking the lead for the first time, we get our first caution of the race. So we'll get to see how the first restart of the race will go. We can run about 81 laps on a full tank of fuel here. And we are about to go green.
Be ready.
First restart of the day. We're going to control the pace as well. Restarting from the lead. Green flag in the air. Quickly able to pull right up in front of Kyle Busch. In fact, Harvick lost a spot on pit road. Truex gained a spot, so Truex was able to restart from 3rd. And here we go. Holding the clean air, first lap off the restart will be led by DiBenedetto, as we have Toyotas currently running 1, 2, 3 on the racetrack. Big bobble there going into turn one. Truex going to try to take advantage of it to the inside, and the non-playoff driver, Martin Truex Jr., is now in the lead here at Phoenix as we try to get to the inside of Truex. A big move there. Not going to be able to make it work, and he's going to drive away now with the clean air on in front. We just cannot hang with these guys on the short runs. So we are likely going to get blown by as now Kyle Busch looks to the inside in turns 1 and 2. He came clear, so like Truex did, in a big side draft off and then down the back straightaway. So we get a little bit of a bump from the 2 car of Keselowski and the 20 of Barry Jones right there. As we, again, we're just trying to fight to get back to the inside, and finally we're in line in 5th. We have 5 Toyotas that are currently running, or sorry, 4 Toyotas currently running in the top 5. There are only 6 in the field.
Stay low, stay low.
5 of them are Joe Gibbs affiliated drivers. 4 of them are actually racing for Joe Gibbs Racing. Of course, this is the final race of this season, in which we will have 750 horsepower. As the last race at Homestead, 150 horsepower race with the 2019 rules package. Missed the entry to turn 1 a few times. I get a little bit better of a run off the exit of the corner by entering higher, but you take the risk of guys like Chase Elliott, who a couple times now has gotten to the inside of me but has not been able to stay alongside. But now he gets the run coming off of turn 4. Got the side draft to at least stay on his regular corner panel here, but we're going to give up way too much ground. How about Kevin Harvick, who restarted 4th? He's back to 8th, now working on me for 7th. Of course, I restarted in the lead, and I quickly fell back to 8th now.
All right, clear outside. Outside. You got room, you're clear.
Clint Boyer must have had a bad pit stop as well. Remember, he was in 6th at one point during that first run of the race. Currently battling here just to remain in the top 10 in the 9th spot. Three wide right behind me now. Byron trying to make a big pass. But both Clint Boyer and Ryan Newman, he did make the pass. So William Byron goes from 11th to 9th in turns 1 and 2 alone. So great job for him there. There's Truex still out in the lead right now, but Kyle Busch has been all over him here for the last few laps. I'm thinking it's only a matter of time. I mean, Kyle Busch looks like he's going to be the one to beat at Homestead next week for the championship, assuming he makes it into the championship 4. So far, so good on the day, but we still have a long race ahead of us, so you don't know if he'll DNF and something crazy could happen, because that is not impossible. Especially with guys like Keselowski and Harvick in the playoffs who look like they're going to have a good day as well.
Careful, still there.
Denny Hamlin. Hamlin's on the outside of the cut line entering this race, only by single digits, but he's still on the outside the cut line entering this race, so not only needs a good points day, but he might have to win to get into the championship 4 in the next race. We've only led 4 green flag laps in this one. Of course, led some laps, in fact, every lap under caution. There's 4 laps there as well. So we, in total, have led 8 laps in caution for under green. That was the only time we led this one.
Careful, still there.
On the inside of Chase Elliott. That was on for 6th. Working hard on him right now. We beat him back to the gas through turns 1 and 2. That's going to be a great move to set him up to get alongside of him down the back straightaway. And we're going to complete the pass now off the exit of turn 4. But here comes Chase. Crossover move down to the inside. He is there. And what a great move by Chase Elliott not to give up.
Stay high, stay high.
Still fighting hard on the outside, though, is Matt DiBenedetto. Great battle going on here, and a huge block down the back straightaway. And just like that, Matt DiBenedetto is now up to 6th. And he stays clear. Chase Elliott now looking to pull away and catch up to the 5th place driver, Kevin Harvick. Once again, we got the controller in this one, as we will in the next Truck Series race for sure, and for sure the next Cup Series race, which will be the last one on this season. Here as we ride with Matt DiBenedetto on this season. And then for the next Cup Series season, I am obviously going to run with Ryan Blaney, who is my favorite driver. We will run 1 Cup race a week, week by week. We'll do more, obviously, NASCAR Heat 4 during the week as well, because this is going to be a daily channel now, but yeah, it's looking good, though. Caution's now out for the 2nd time, so we got back up to the 6th spot after losing the lead and actually falling all the way back to 8th. 2nd caution of the race here within the first 100 laps. And we can advance to the restart here pretty soon, as I'm going to take 4 fresh tires once again. Won't have to repair any damage. Didn't lose any spots on pit road once again, so Truex going to lose a spot on pit road this time. Kyle Busch will win the race off the pit road, and here we go. Green flag back in the air here at ISM for a 2nd restart of the race, taking it 3 wide to the outside here, and now looking right up the middle. Kevin Harvick may be looking for the lead on the inside of the racetrack. Restarts are crazy, and we have shown in years past after this reconfiguration here at Phoenix as well that restarts can get crazy even on a short track. And now, oh, Byron threads the needle to the inside. He makes a little bit of contact in the process. That launches us up the racetrack. And we're going to lose a few spots because of it. Now looking back down to the inside here just to get around Ryan Newman at least. And that's not going to work either. Kind of got into the back of Newman as well. That slows us down. Got Ryan Blaney on the inside of us now.
Car high, careful.
And we're finally at least able to remain on the inside, not just get there, but stay there as well. But we unfortunately fell all the way back to 11th. Harvick was able to make that 3-wide move for the lead going into turn 1 on the restart. He completed the pass, and he's led the first 2 laps so far since the restart.
Down low now.
Slight contact there with Michael McDowell. Michael McDowell having a good run. He's in 11th.
Still there. Car there on the inside. You got room. You're clear. Inside. You got room. You're clear there. Car on the outside now. You got room. You're clear. Still there inside. All right. You're clear.
A little more contact to the back bumper of the 11th place driver in the number 10 car of Eric Almirola. So it definitely seems like a battle for track position. It's been very tough to pass here as it is on those short tracks.
Looking inside now. Careful. Still there. Still there.
That's a big, bold crossover move here on Kurt Busch now as we slide right up into him.
Stay low.
We're going to have to let him go here and hold on to the 12th spot for now. Well, Kurt's going to hold on for the 12th spot. Really, so he fell back to 13th. It's the furthest back we have been since lap 1 when we were driving past the 13th position. Well, to those of you joining in, this has been an interesting race so far in this one.
You got room. You're clear.
We have had a very tough time trying to battle in traffic. It takes us a long time, about 25 to 30 laps before we can become the fastest driver on the racetrack. We've had 2 cautions already in this race in the first 100 laps, so we have not been able to really make a good run. We've led 8 laps in this race, 4 of which were under green, the other 4 were under a caution.
Still there inside. You got room. You're clear there.
Currently 22 drivers are on the lead lap in the race, including every single driver that is in the round of 8. Not entirely sure who is DNF, but we do have one driver who will fail to finish this one. So we finally get around Eric Almirola for 12.
You got room. You're clear.
Took us a lot of time just to get back around him. So now we'll try to catch Kurt Busch. hopefully for my sake we can stay green a decent amount of time to hopefully get back into the lead and at least get track position back, even though we'll likely lose the lead off the restart again.
Inside, clear low.
But obviously the further up we are on the restart, the less spots that we will drop, of course. Made it past there on Kurt Busch. Tire wear pretty aggressive, I guess. Not sure if that's the right word, but there is a lot of tire wear here at ISM, and again, it's like that on all short tracks, and this, although not considered a short track because it's not under a mile, but 1 mile length, it does race like a short track. It's pretty flat, so that's why I call it a short track. But yet still pretty fast.
Careful, go back.
We've not ran close to our fastest lap ever. As far as tenths of a second go, we're about 2/10 of a second off that with our best time in this race. So there is still a ton of room to improve as well, and maybe we won't fall as far back in the field as the race progresses. Track is not going to change much without any stages, so just have to keep it going, I guess, and hope for the best. Going to go to the in-car cam here for the first time today. Let's take a look at the digital dash here in these Cup Series cars. You don't see that in the Xfinity Series or the Truck Series. Only in the Cup Series here in NASCAR. Big run on the 6th car of Newman for 9th into turn 1, still side by side, and we're going to clear him off of turn 2. He's not going to have enough of a run to make a crossover move. Go all the way down to the apron there just to get around Newman. Now we haven't used the apron through the dog leg at all yet. We're trying to save the car and save the tires as much as possible, and that the car likes to bottom out or jump a lot when you come off of the actual racing surface down onto the apron, going through the dog leg, and then as well getting back up onto the track. It bounces quite a bit, so we're saving the car. Only going to do that a few times here, and it'll likely be towards the end of the race when we need it the most. The way these cautions have played out so far in the first 100 laps of this race could be a story to tell for the remainder of the race going forward, that we kind of got to plan for the cautions to come out more periodically, especially compared to recent races. In fact, the last really 3 races we have run, we had a decent amount of cautions by the end of the race, but for the first half to 2/3 of the race, we only have a few cautions. Now this is possibly a role reversal in this one, though, because we've already had 2 cautions in less than the first 100 laps. So I don't know. We'll just have to see.
Careful, still there. All right, you're clear then. All right, you're clear.
So despite Kyle Busch seeming like he's got the fastest car in the field, I think the clean air and the fact Harvick's getting through the lap traffic pretty well is the reason why Kevin Harvick is leading this race right now. And of course, as I've been saying here throughout this broadcast, I think in the championship, if Kyle Busch makes it, he's going to be the one to beat next week. That could very well be true, but it doesn't mean that the other two drivers aren't going to have a shot, because if you're one of the four drivers that has a shot at the title, we've shown in years past you don't have to be the best driver going in, or one of the best drivers going in. You just got to be in. Chase Elliott is going to go around after a little tap. We miss him to the inside. That is going to bring out our third caution. And that was my fault, even though I wasn't necessarily involved in the accident. And hopefully Elliott was able to save it and keep it off the wall. I think he did. He did a great job, as well as I did, getting to the inside to miss him to avoid being wrecked. But that was not good. Didn't mean to bump him, didn't think he was going to check up that much in the corner. So we lost 4 spots on pit road. We had a little bit of damage there on the front of the car after making contact with Chase Elliott, so we both lost some spots on pit road there, having to repair damage. Green flag back in the air as we take it 3 wide up the middle on the restart. 4 wide now into turn 1. There's contact with Newman. Newman is going to wash around. He comes back up the racetrack and into a bunch of other cars. And somehow, some way, everybody's saving it in. Now Jimmy Johnson goes for a wild ride, and he's able to save it. What a crazy restart. And out of the 3 cautions we've had so far today, this has been the craziest restart so far. And again, with it being the last race of the round of 8, especially for these playoff drivers, you are going to see some very, very edgy racing, to say the least. Last chance to make it to the championship for the 7 drivers that are not locked in, that have a shot, to being locked in. Logano, who has been in the top 10 most of the day, but he's been towards the back half of the top 10. He's currently in 11th right now. Trying to do whatever he can to catch us. So we haven't even led a lap in this one since lap 41. And currently in this race we're on lap 102, so it's been a little while since we've led. And again, we've only led that one time for 8 laps in a row. 4 laps under yellow, 4 laps under green. We'll have to see here. Of course, we've had a little bit of damage throughout. Quickly off that restart, we got a little more damage again. Just have to take care of that as the race goes on.
car on the outside now.
Joey Logano, we have pulled away from him, and in fact, he's lost a couple spots as well in the process. Chase Elliott, though, working on us right now for 10th. It's been a while since we've even been in the top 5 in this race. At 44 was the last time we were even in the top 5. We're currently running 10th and barely holding on to it because Chase Elliott's putting up a good fight behind us. He's not going away. I wonder if when we catch Michael McDowell here and try to pass him for 9th, maybe Chase Elliott will have a chance to pounce on us as well. It's not impossible.
Hold your line, got one inside. All right, you're clear.
To the inside of McDowell now for 9th. Not going to be able to pass him that time. We're going to have to fall in line right behind him, at least for right now. Back to the inside now into turns 1 and 2. And out of turn 2. Still side by side, and now we clear him down the back straightaway. And Chase Elliott going to try to make a move right behind us. Elliott to the inside of McDowell now for 10. And the caution will fly once again for the 4th time now today. It looks like everybody outside the top 10 from 11th on back is going to hit pit road. So that'll be interesting here to see how this restart might go. Probably one of the shorter green flag runs that we have had in this race. But I think it's going to be a good advantage here if we pit versus those top 10 that are, well, it'll be top 9 drivers staying out, means I'm in the top 10 and I'm about to pit. So yes, indeed, the top 9 will stay out of the pits. We lost 2 spots on pit road, so we will restart 12th. Green flag is going to be in the air. Garrett Phoenix taking it 3 wide to the outside on the restart. This is going to get very, very tight.
Inside.
Eric Jones trying to just drive on through on the bottom of the racetrack here as we're 3 wide on the very, very top. Riding ever so close to the wall, now trying to thread it right up the middle and take it 3 wide. No contact has been made. And somehow, some way, we are making the pass on Kurt Busch there and still side by side with Chase Elliott. Into turn 1, Kyle Busch, one of the faster drivers in the field. He's losing a lot of spots off the restart. Finally going to clear Chase Elliott. Looking to go to the bottom here into turns 3 and 4. We are going to get there on Ryan Blaney right now. With 196 laps to go in the race. I don't know what to think here. It's been a good one so far. You see Michael McDowell out there.
Stay on the bottom.
Grabbing it in deep there to try and clear Byron, and we do clear Byron for position. Again, Michael McDowell just in front of us, but he was one of the drivers that went onto pit road under the caution. To the inside, a 3-wide move. Not going to be able to clear McDowell or Keselowski. In fact, McDowell slips by on the outside still. So we are side by side with Keselowski into turns 3 and 4. Had Brad still holding on. Eric Jones is in the lead now. He's actually led the last lap, and he's going to lead this lap with these 2.
Clear high, clear high.
Made the pass on Boyer. We got a 4-car battle, rather, for 5th, as now we go to the inside of Michael McDowell. And we will clear McDowell for 5th, now to the inside still on Truex for 4th.
All right, you're clear.
Big move here, crossover now by Truex, he gets to the inside. Oh, contact.
Still there inside.
Truex holding the bottom pretty well.
Careful.
We're going to lose that spot there to Michael McDowell that we just gained a couple laps ago. 3 wide. Very tight 3-wide move. Now down to the apron here, trying to get around both of them. Through the dog leg, we at least cleared McDowell. A big dive into turn 1. That's going to backfire likely. Well, we're able to at least stay in front of Truex, and Johnson for that matter, who is now working his way closer to the top 5.
Stay low, stay low. Inside, clear low.
Turns 1 and 2, contact with McDowell as we tried to clear him and we couldn't.
Got a car high now.
Did almost everything I possibly could do there, but could not hold on to it after that little bit of contact.
Still there inside. You got room. You're clear. Careful, still there.
So McDowell's definitely costing us time here. Not only with us trying to pass him, time is also just simply being wasted because of us racing with each other. Wow, and there another crossover move here for McDowell. Down to the inside. We're on the outside into turns 1 and 2.
Still there.
It's a whale of a move. Now down to the inside of Denny Hamlin. Side by side for 3rd. Side draft now quickly down to the bottom here. And we will clear Denny Hamlin before we even get into turn number 1. Kind of ran a little bit higher. We're able to stay clear of the 11. One thing with diving down to the apron there, you're taking a little bit more awkward of an angle into turn 1 by shortening that dog leg. Yes, it's the shortest distance around the racetrack, but by the time you get into turn 1, you're likely going to push up the track or be tight. And it's just a difficult time to keep that car to the inside of the racetrack. The inside of Harvick into turns 3 and 4, looking to clear him. Stay in front, so pretty quick and easy pass on Kevin Harvick. Putting Matt DiBenedetto now up into the 5th position. Inside on Parker Kligerman now.
All right, you're clear then.
Yes, it's going to be made. We're a little less than 2.5 seconds off the race lead of Eric Jones. Jones not a playoff driver. Harvick, who is currently in 3rd, is a playoff driver. We have 176 laps to go. Again, you can run 81 laps on a full tank of fuel. I don't think we can actually get that far into the race, though.
Still there. You got rid. You're clear then.
On a full run. I mean, I'd be surprised how far we could actually go, but I don't see myself running that much more than 60 laps here on these tires. At least the right sides, of course. I mean, it's just a flatter track. It's a 1 mile, pretty much flat track. You know, it's going to be a lot of tire wear here at Phoenix.
Still there. You got rid. You're clear then.
Definitely closed the gap on Eric Jones, though. He just got around the lap car, Ty Dillon there. Now, no more lap cars here in between Eric Jones and Matt DiBenedetto. We got Toyota drivers running 1-2 on the racetrack. Big move here. Jones is going to wash up the track on the exit of turn 2. We're going to clear him before we even get into turn 1, but can Jones now try a crossover? No, he cannot. New leader at the line, DiBenedetto in the lead on lap 140. First time in 98 laps that Matt DiBenedetto has led a lap in the race. Unbelievable. So for the second time here today, Matt DiBenedetto is in the lead at ISM Raceway.
Still there. You got rid. You're clear then.
Really close to the halfway mark in this race.
Stay low. You're clear all around there.
Play contact now with Cody Ware.
Still there.
Part of the Rick Ware racing team.
Clear high, clear high.
not sure exactly how many pit stops that we will have left in this race, because again, haven't gone through a full fuel run under green yet as well. Of course, therefore we have not gone through a full tire run either. No green flag pit stops have been in this race yet. And a really clean race for my sake, at least. Race starts have been crazy, and it seems like we might have been able, or we might have gotten in trouble a couple times, but numerous occasions, just never ended up happening. We lost some spots, but outside of just losing the track position. Kept the car straight, we kept it going, and stayed fast in result. That's why we lead with 165 to go right now. Kurt Busch is somehow falling back to 22nd, and now he will go a lap down.
You got room. You're clear. Careful, still there.
Yeah, so while Kurt Busch not only is a lap down, but he isn't even in the free pass position right now. He's gonna have to try to catch Austin Dillon to be in the free pass spot, but not only that, we are putting other drivers a lap down in the process. It's gonna make it even harder for Kurt Busch to get to that point.
Still there.
Bubba Wallace just went a lap down now.
You're clear there.
Alex Bowman, our second of 8 playoff drivers here that are still remaining in the postseason.
Careful, still there. You got room, you're clear there.
Bowman is now eliminated as well.
Stay on the bottom. All right, clear outside. You got room, you're clear there. Stay low, stay low. Clear high, bud. All clear. Careful, still there. You got room, you're clear there. Careful, still there. Careful, still there.
Now only 14 drivers on the lead lap. Eric Almirola, currently the first driver, 1 lap down. The 14th place car, Paul Millard, just in front of us. Start lapping really fast drivers like Kyle Busch somehow isn't quite in the top 5 right now, or even Denny Hamlin and Kevin Harvick.
Still there.
That will probably be the ideal situation for me to have a real good shot at winning this race. As of right now, I know I don't have the best car for the first probably 30 laps of the run. Takes me 35-40 laps before I can get to the lead. I just think that's a little too long. This is the longest green flag run we have had in this race so far, but still not that long of a run in the grand scheme of things.
You got room, you're clear there.
Got a 14-second lead on Eric Jones.
All right, you're clear.
Brad Keselowski, he's been pretty fast so far today. He was the pole sitter in this one. He is in 13th, and he's in danger of going, or sorry, in 11th, and he's in danger of going a lap down. Working on Johnson for 10th right now, both of them racing each other. And it will soon be a race for the free pass position because they're both about to go a lap down right here.
Careful, still there.
Keselowski's now a lap down, going to go down to the apron here to hopefully try to clear Jimmy Johnson as well. Easily going to be able to clear Jimmy.
Still there. All clear.
Ryan Newman, Kyle Busch also battling for position. That's a battle for 8th. Just in front of us.
Still there.
He's past Newman and now Kyle Busch. There he is to the inside of Busch. Very big moment in the race if we could put him a lap down.
You're all clear up top.
Busch does not want to be a lap down in this one. He's got the free pass spot, but for how much longer? Because now Clint Boyer's about to go a lap down. So we are past halfway. Handful of laps past the halfway mark.
Inside. All right, you're clear there. Clear high, bud. Still there. Clear low, bud.
Oh, slight contact there with the Benedetto.
Careful. Still there. You got room.
Sorry, not to. Well, yeah, we're driving as to Benedetto, but slight contact was made between the 95 and the 34 of Michael McDowell. I have to say Michael McDowell. So now only 5 drivers are on the lead lap on this long green flag run. It's like, how is that the case, you might say? Well, I took the lead a little bit earlier on this run, and that was because the top 9 drivers stayed out of the pits. And a lot of those guys are the ones a lap down right now. Kevin Harvick back up to 2nd now. Denny Hamlin in 3rd. Hamlin again on the outside of the cut line, looking in.
See if we can manage our tire wear a little, all right?
Catching up to Martin Truex Jr. here to put him a lap down now. We've got 12% tire wear left on the right front. It's a matter of time here before these leaders come on the pit road as well.
You got room, you're clear.
But there's Truex just in front of us. Eric Jones about another 3.5 seconds ahead of him, but big factor right here, trying to get Truex a lap down. Especially before we have our first green flag pit stop of the race this afternoon.
Top 3, use it if you need it. Watch those tires.
4 drivers now on the lead lap. So pitting from the lead, we're obviously going to give up the lead.
All right, you're clear there.
Be one of the first ones to pit. In fact, a lot of those drivers that stay out of the pits under that caution are probably going to end up coming down on the pit road roughly the same time I am. We're going to be pitting about 25 laps before the rest of the leaders that pitted on the same lap I was, and that includes guys like Eric Jones.
Gotta take care of the tire.
Who is currently in 4th. We have 145 laps to go in the race.
All right, you're clear. All right, you're clear then. All right, you're clear then.
Now only 3 drivers on the lead lap. First driver lap down is Eric Jones. See Denny Hamlin and Kevin Harvick off in the distance up there, but I don't think either one of them are going to go a lap down before I hit pit road. 5% tire wear left on the right front tire.
All right, you're clear then.
It'll be a 2-stop race to the finish though from whenever we pit. Okay, good question also. We're going to stay out here. This time by Kevin Harvick and Denny Hamlin. Both are going to hit pit road. A lap before me as we're going to pit this next time by. Eric Jones now up to second. So we have a lap on the field as we try to cycle through pit stops. But again, that's because the race leaders had pit. And we are going to stay out this extra lap, but we are going to come down onto pit road right now. Not entirely sure what the speed limit is. 45, so 45 miles an hour. We get it down to 45 right on the nose. First green flag pit stop of the afternoon. So we'll get to see how this is going to go. .3-second pit stop that time. So we beat our estimated stop by 1/10 of a second. So a pretty fast pit stop for the most part after repairing the damage as well, of course. But here we are back onto the racetrack, currently in the 7th position on the lead lap. Of course, more drivers are pitting currently. Here to try and catch guys like Denny Hamlin, Kevin Harvick, who are in front of us right now.
Alright, you're clear there.
Because when I cycle back through as the race leader, obviously going to want to be ahead
Still there?
all those guys.
Top 3, use it if you need it. Clear high, clear high.
139 laps to go. McDowell in second right now, but he's actually at 11.5 seconds off the race leader, Eric Jones. We're up to second. Pretty quickly here as we blow by these guys on fresh tires. Eric Jones in the lead. And will likely be out in front and won't pit for about another 20 laps or so. Assuming we stay green to that point, of course.
Still there. You're clear all around that.
Not sure exactly about Harvick, but yeah, so there's Harvick up ahead there too. So both Kevin Harvick and Denny Hamlin are a lap down right now. Harvick is the first driver, 1 lap down as Elliott gets a little sideways and had a little contact with the lap car of Tyler Reddick. It looked like there was going to be a spin in turns 1 and 2 there just in front of me, but there wasn't.
You got room, you're clear there.
Nice save there by the youngster Chase Elliott. 4 wide now, just in front of us. Lap cars in the way.
Careful.
We're still even 3 wide as well.
You're all clear up top there. Car high, careful there. You got room, you're clear.
Denny Hamlin no longer way ahead of us. We only have a lap pressure tires than him, so it's not really gonna make that much of a difference. Less than 5 seconds off the race lead though. Harvick, of course, going to try to get his lap back here pretty soon. Hamlin will hopefully follow.
Still there. Clear low.
And they're going to want to hope for a caution here before De Benedetto has a chance to put him a lap down.
You're all clear up top. Stay on the bottom here. All right, clear outside.
Harvick got through that huge bunch of black traffic ahead of us pretty quickly. Denny Hamlin, on the other hand, kind of caught right in the middle of it. Way down to the inside of the racetrack here through the dog leg, and they're going to clear Denny Hamlin easily. By the time he got into turn 1, slight contact there with Joey Logano. And there's the race leader, less than a second ahead of us, Eric Jones. Harvick back on the lead lap currently. And now a battle for the lead. De Benedetto to the outside of Jones into turn 1 for the race lead. And we are going to clear him, so just like that, when we come back to the start-finish line for the 3rd time in the race here tonight, Matt De Benedetto will be in the lead here at ISM. .130 laps to go.
Still there? All right, you're clear there.
Under 29 to go right now. Of course, so Denny Hamlin going to try his best here to try and run us back down, of course.
Still there. All right, you're clear there.
And Paul Menard just hit pit road.
Pitting car just ahead. Clear high, clear high. You got room, you're clear there. Inside, inside. You got room, you're clear there. Watch that car in front of you. Keep slowing down. He's going to be pitting.
No lap cars here in between me and Denny Hamlin. Hamlin is right there, right behind us. With all of us in dirty air here in the midst of the lap traffic, even though I'm in the race lead, I do not have clean air.
Careful, still there. You got room, you're clear there.
A little contact with Ryan Priest getting into turn 1 cost me a little bit of time as well. And just like that, Denny Hamlin right on our back bumper with 125 laps to go.
Inside.
We're looking to make a move here pretty soon. On the inside of the track, he's going to be blocked off this time. Got a little bit of lap traffic coming up here. Daniel kind of got in the way, and now Cody Ware right in our way. Trying to beat Hamlin into turns 3 and 4. We do, and just like that, barely able to hold on. Hamlin's still the first driver one lap down.
Car there on the inside. You got room. You're clear.
Eric Jones has just now hit pit road. So, yep, that's going to leave only 2 drivers on the lead lap. And again, Harvick not too far ahead of us.
All right, you're clear.
Denny Hamlin right now just behind us.
All right, you're clear.
Hamlin's been looking to pass us here for a little bit. We got 3 lap cars here in between Kevin Harvick and us. To hit pit road here in a few laps. Started to pull away little by little from Denny Hamlin.
Still there.
We're stuck here on the inside of William Byron, trying to get around him. That could allow Denny Hamlin to maybe get right back into this once again.
Stay low, stay
On
low.
the inside of Byron into 3 and 4. Can't clear him, but we're going to come on to pit road anyway this time.
Back it down, back it down.
And got to make sure we don't speed onto pit road. We did not. So on to pit road. Second green flag pit stop of the race now. So pitting from the lead, we're going to give the lead up, and Kevin Harvick will now cycle back in as the race leader.
Okay, get back in there. Let's go.
We just came out of the pits, now back in the 5th spot. Currently on the lead lap, but not by a lot on Kevin Harvick.
Stay on the bottom.
We're back up to speed here in the 5th spot, battling with Clint Boyer for 4th.
Still there. Careful. Still there.
Martin Truex Jr. is a little less than 11 seconds ahead of us in 3rd. Denny Hamlin up to 2nd right now, though. Hamlin, again, either needs a really solid points day. He came into this race below the cutoff line. Therefore, he might even just have to win this race just to get into the championship 4 in Miami. Oh, in the wall off of turn number 2.
Car outside. Hold the line. You got room. You're clear.
That costed us about a second and a half of time. Hit the wall pretty good there, but we're going to be running good. Still 115 laps to go in the race.
careful. Still there. You got room. You're clear there. You got room. You're clear. Still there. Clear low there. Still there. You got room. You're clear there. Towers called a caution.
Caution is going to fly now for the 5th time here tonight as we currently have 109 laps to go in the race. And a 4-tire pit stop will be coming up. 7 drivers on the lead lap. Brad Keselowski will get, 8 drivers on the lead lap. William Byron will get the free pass, so we will have 9 drivers on the lead lap with 106 laps to go in the race.
We're going green.
Kyle Busch won the race off the pit road. He is back in the lead once again. Green flag in the air here at ISM Raceway. Will we go green to the finish for the final 106 laps as we go 3 wide up the middle here looking for the 2nd spot. Oh, contact down below. Clint Boyer really forces it into the corner. And now a big run down the back straightaway and into turns 3 and 4.
All right, you're clear.
And somehow, some way, Kevin Harvick's going to come out as the race leader. Not only Harvick comes out as the race leader, but Matt DiBenedetto will come out in 2nd. Harvick, though, with the clean air out in front, he's likely going to pull away, but by how much? How far ahead can he pull? Truex to the outside. And now Clint Boyer up the middle, bumps me up into Truex in the 19 car. Back down the track into Hamlin. Pinballing off of everybody at this point. .103 to go, and we're right back to 6th, which is where we restarted. With 106 to go, just 3 laps to go. Ryan Blaney currently in the free pass position right now in 10th. How far ahead can Kevin Harvick pull away now? Here in this one, everybody will have to pit one more time before the end of the race. We're on 81 laps on a full tank of fuel, going green with 106 to go. Obviously, we can't make it to the end. Currently, 4 drivers have now DNF'd in this one. Hamlin trying to get around Boyer, and he's probably thinking, Boyer, you're not even in the playoffs anymore. Let me around you. For him to get that point, nothing is given here, and I'm sure Boyer's trying to protect here for his Stewart-Haas teammate Kevin Harvick, who is in the lead as well in the playoffs with a win, and you're automatically in the next round. car cam for the final time here tonight. Really tight there off of turn 4, almost ended up in the wall. Well, over the lap 200 mark in the race. In fact, we have less than 100 laps to go at this point. Only led 3 different times as we have 96 laps to go in this race. Once again, of course, who will have a shot to win this? And now we have our 6th caution of the race. I believe Brad Keselowski, Kyle Busch, Eric Jones all coming to pit road this time. I will too, here to stay on the same strategy as those guys, even though we can't make it on fuel to the end. But we will still pit here to make sure we don't get just ran too far behind these guys at this point.
Starter has the green flag in his hand. Are you ready now?
Here we go, green flag back in the air. And the restart again. We've restarted on the outside quite a bit here tonight. Still staying to the outside into turns 1 and 2 on the restart, trying to hang it in up there and see what we've got for everybody. Eric Jones on the bottom of the track as we try to at least stay in front of him. "90 laps to go as Kevin Harvick's in the lead.
All right, clear outside.
Still roughly about 11 laps short on fuel
All right, you're clear then.
to the finish. We know Eric Jones is going to be strong here to the end. We're trying to work on maybe passing Clint Boyer here in the next couple laps for 3rd. A really big run on him through turns 1 and 2. Being back to the gas to the inside of Boyer now into turn 3. We're going to clear him. And now Matt DiBenedetto is up to 3rd. He blocks the crossover attempt from Boyer, and that's going to allow Eric Jones to quickly get to the inside of Boyer now. Battle for the lead up ahead between Denny Hamlin and Kevin Harvick. Hamlin to the inside, now ducks back in line behind Harvick going into 3. And Eric Jones is there. Jones is going to pass us for 3rd now.
Careful, still there. Car outside, you're all clear up top.
Again, just really trying not to let him get away. To the inside of Jones, trying to get it back for third. Not that time. But we both still close the gap here on Kevin Harvick and Hamlin. Probably close the gap even more though if we weren't racing real hard with each other. And now Brad Keselowski to the inside of us for fourth, and Keselowski can't quite clear us. Big side draft there off the blue deuce. And a big crossover move now to get back to the inside of him, not going to work. Now quickly down to the apron there, through the dog leg. Just trying to gain any sort of ground possible. Keselowski side by side with Jones for third. It is now a 4-car battle for the lead. Soon going to be 5 and then 6 cars as Kyle Busch is closing in behind us.
Got a car coming inside now.
And there's Busch. Little bump and run to move into 5th. Now a bump right back on the 18. Benedetto just at this point getting tired of getting pushed around. Oh, Busch with a bump now to his teammate Eric Jones. To make a 3-wide pass for the 3rd spot. Kyle Busch gets around Jones and Keselowski, the bump and run. Busch getting desperate at this point in the race as now we go 3 wide. At least looking for it into turns 3 and 4. Couldn't hold the line though.
Hold your line, stay high. Stay low, stay low. Stay on the bottom.
What a crazy, crazy battle for the lead right now. To the inside again on Brad Keselowski for 5th.
Careful, still there. Stay on the bottom here. Careful, still there. Hold your line, got one outside.
Not clear these guys at least right now. Down to the apron again here. Through the dog leg. That's going to make it 3 wide into turn 1 for 3rd.
Got a car high now.
Just trying to hold on to it at this point. Trying to get a side draft off of Eric Jones. Not quite. Still side by side with Keselowski.
Car on the outside now.
3 wide now for 4th. Off of turn 4, back to the start-finish line again. We have 79 to go.
Careful, still there. Still there.
Again to the inside of Brad for position. Most intense any battle has been here over the course of the race. 3 wide through the dog leg, ever so tight now into turn 1. For 4th, a big move. Now finally going to clear the 20 of Eric Jones at least. We stay alongside the 2 of Keselowski. This car slowly starts to kick into gear now. And we're up to 4th. 77 to go.
Careful.
Now to the inside of Kyle Busch for 3rd. Busch is taking way too long to try and get around Harvick and Hamlin. Hamlin can't even get around Harvick either. But he just stayed right on his back bumper for the longest of time, and now a little contact there with Hamlin. That's going to cost us time, and it's going to allow Kyle Busch to get back around us for 3rd. Again, pushing to the inside, and now Denny Hamlin looks low for the lead. Side by side between Hamlin and Harvick for the lead, while it's side by side for 3rd with Kyle Busch right behind. We're going to clear Busch for third. Now side by side with Kevin Harvick for second. Denny Hamlin is the race leader, and the caution will fly with 75 laps to go. It'll be our 7th caution of the race. And we were in third at the time of the yellow. Jimmy Johnson will get the free pass. We'll have 11 drivers now on the lead lap. So we lost a spot on pit road. We will restart 4th. Denny Hamlin will lead us to the green. He won the race off pit road. Green flag back in the air, and here we go. 72 laps to go. Can we make it to the finish? 3 wide to the top side for second place now. And out to the outside into turn 1. Contact with Kevin Harvick. That could allow Denny Hamlin to maybe get away.
All right, you're clear. Got a car coming inside now. Inside.
Can't get down to the bottom. William Byron's going to sneak on in. Byron now up to 4th. Harvick goes from 2nd to 6th in 1 lap. Off the restart. My goodness.
Got 1 inside. Clear all around.
Now Denny Hamlin having the clean air. Can he win and advance to the championship race?
Got 1 peeking outside.
He finished 2nd in the regular season point standings. DiBenedetto finished 3rd in the regular season standings. What was the number 1 seed coming into the playoffs? He is in the championship race already. Keselowski, the regular season champion, came in as the 2 seed in the number 2 car.
Got 1 inside. You're clear all around there.
Oh, a slight contact at the inside of the wall. Came into the corner really too soon there. Harvick being held up big time as well here, but now he's going to slip to the inside of DiBenedetto and get on back to 5th. Made it look easy. Took him a little longer than what he wanted, but he got underneath. Pretty much blew by me, and that's what Clint Boyer is going to do here. They're still up out of the line. McDowell is a lap car right now, but he's going to get on by as well.
Stay out the bottom. Car outside, hold the line. You're clear all around there.
Make some more cars that we have to pass here to try and catch up to the leaders. Can we run green for the final 72 laps of the race? The longest green flag run we have had so far today has been 84 laps.
Outside. All right, you're clear then.
It has been a very fun and entertaining race here throughout. It was 66 to go now. I'm glad that everybody is here with me to the finish. And hopefully everybody's enjoying this race thoroughly as I am here tonight. Denny Hamlin slowly checking out here from Brad Keselowski, at least for right now, until maybe they catch lap traffic.
Hold your line, got 1 inside.
Kyle Busch now to the inside of us, side by side for 7. little contact with the 18 of Busch. They'll get on by. Kind of came down into him a little bit. Remember, there are 11 drivers on the lead lap. You never know if any of them could have a shot to win this one. Kyle Busch, one of the fastest in the field throughout, is currently in 7th, as well as I have been, and I'm in 8th. And although on a short track here, it's only a mile long, and we only have, when we come to the line this time, we will have 60 laps to go. And we're only about 20 minutes to the finish of this race. 20-25 minutes to the finish of the race, but this has been a good one so far, and I'm sure it'll be a good one all the way to the finish. Final lap, we are in the in-car cam now here tonight. Still not even entirely sure that my right front tire is going to make it all the way to the end of the race. Just don't think it will. Just gotta keep fighting though. Put myself in a good position. Still only 4 drivers at DNF, despite the fact we've had 8 cautions today.
Still there. Careful, still there. All right, you're clear. Looking inside now. Pretty car just ahead. Clear down low.
Oh, we got a slow car in the racetrack here in turns 3 and 4. It looks like it's Chris Buescher. And the bad luck continues here in the playoffs from Buescher. He actually made the playoffs because he won at Talladega earlier in the year, or was eliminated in the opening round, and has been having troubles ever since, even though he is no longer in the playoffs. If he DNFs, that will be the 5th driver to DNF in the race. Slowly catching up to Kyle Busch in the 18 for 7th though. Haven't even caught lap traffic yet, at least on this run.
You're clear. Still there inside. All clear.
To the inside of Busch for 7. And we will clear Kyle Busch. Tries to cross over, but he's going to be blocked off at the start-finish line. 52 laps to go. And Matt DiBenedetto is up to 7th. And can now quite possibly be the fastest driver on the racetrack.
Still there. You got room.
2 questions. Can we get to the lead? Well, 3 questions. Can we get to the lead? Will there be another caution? And or of all of them, will that right front tire make it all the way back to the finish in this race without us possibly having to stop for 2 fresh tires? Not sure. Just have to wait to see how it all will plan and fill itself out.
Got one peeking outside. You're clear all around there.
And just now clear Kyle Busch. Or sorry, Brad Keselowski, excuse me. 50 laps to go. We're up to 6.
All right, you're clear there.
But Boyer, William Byron both battling for 4th just ahead. .49 to go.
Still there. Got a car low
Oh, very tight now, William Byron.
now. All right, clear outside. Stay on the bottom.
Kind of threaded the needle. We're going to get right back around him, though. Took us an extra lap, but we did do it. 48 to go now, up to 5th. Clint Boyer just in front of us in the 4th spot.
Still there? All right, you're clear.
Oh, dove in way too soon there. Into turn 3.
Still there.
Now to the inside of Boyer for 4th. Side by side off the exit of turn 4.
Stay on the bottom.
Still barely staying to the inside. He tried to block us through the dog leg and he couldn't quite get it done.
Still
And
there.
now we're going to clear him off of turn 2. And Matt DiBenedetto is now up to 4th. Again, we are already in the championship race next week. They're just going for the win here to build some momentum.
Car high.
Even the playoff points won't mean anything. Now slight contact with Landon Castle. That's going to cost us a little bit more time, and Clint Boyer's going to try to gain right back up on us once again. He's not going to be able to make a move that time. Still about 3.5 seconds off the race leader, Denny Hamlin. 2 seconds back of Martin Truex Jr. in 2nd. And the 3rd place driver, Kevin Harvick, is a little less than 2 seconds ahead of us.
Like he was right on the back bumper of the 19 to Truex, so that battle for second's actually getting pretty heated. Five drivers have been after the race. Chris Buescher has not been able to get back on the racetrack. Denny Hamlin's got 3 lap cars here just in front of him. That is costing him a lot of time here at that last lap. He did get around 2 of them. Looking to the inside through the dog leg, he's blocked off. So Jimmy Johnson is one of the cars in the mix out there. Harvick stuck behind Daniel Hemrick. Now to the inside of Harvick, side by side for third. Middle of the corner, we're going to clear Harvick off of turn 2.
All clear. You got room. You're clear.
Now just trying to catch Truex. Currently 10 drivers on the lead lap. Jimmy Johnson is the first driver, 1 lap down.
Stay low, stay
We
low.
have 40 laps to go.
Stay high, stay high.
Big side draft there off the 19 car. To the outside into turns 3 and 4. We're going to clear Truex. The Benedetto is now up to second. 39 to go. Hamlin caught right behind the lap car here of Parker Kligerman as we try to take the outside to get around
Still there.
Kligerman. We're going to be able to. Still trying to catch Denny Hamlin down to the inside of Hamlin here. 3 wide with the lap
Stay on the bottom
traffic.
here.
At least look to make it 3 wide. We're going to clear Hamlin off of turn 4 to the line. 38 laps to go. Matt Benedetto in the lead for the 4th time tonight.
You're all clear on the bottom there.
Only what, a few handful of laps here in this one. But we just took the lead away from Denny Hamlin, now trying to drive away. I don't think that right front tire is going to last all the way to the end, and if we don't get a caution here, it might be over. If we do get a caution, we're going to have to pit and give up the race lead, or everybody else is going to pit as well, and then we're just going to have a very wild finish to the end. At 8 cautions so far today, decent amount of them. I could very well see us having 9 here before the finish. If and when I pit, it's only going to be a 2-tire stop. We'll loosen the car up a little bit, but I mean, we're just going to lose way too many spots if we take 4 tires. At least with 2, we might be able to stay on the lead lap and be close. We got to push it as hard as we can, obviously, get out to as big of a lead as possible right now. Don't want that tire to blow, so we'll probably pit before then. Just hope for the best. Good news is, too, with only 10 drivers on the lead lap, we do pit under caution. We're the only ones to pit.
Alright, you're clear there.
Restarting back in 10th is going to be a lot better than restarting towards the rear of the field. 4 times better.
Stay high up here. Alright, you're clear.
Quickly out to 2.5-second lead on Hamlin, but again, this is not over by any means, even if we stay green to the finish, because I seriously don't think that right front tire will last to the finish of the race. Only about 7.5 laps to the good on fuel.
1 outside now. Alright, you're clear there.
We got to stay out as long as we can, though, without that tire blowing. Can't pit too early, otherwise caution comes out. It's going to be a waste of giving up the track position. We might go a lap down because of it. Never know if we can get that caution between now and that time. Handling of the car's been pretty good for the most part here. We've been loose at random times and tight at random times, but I think that was more because of how I entered the corner than anything else.
Stay at the bottom here. You're all clear on top.
Rather than how the car's actually handling.
Stay low. You
29 to go.
Stay on the bottom here. You're all clear up top there. Looking inside now. Clear low there.
Already been in the lead and for 8 laps here on this current run. Only 25% tire wear left on the right front here, so it's definitely not going to make it to the end. We have more laps to go than what we have wear left on the tire.
Still there. All right. Clear outside.
It's also making a quick stop, not going to take any fuel. Just going to repair any little bit of damage that we have and take the 2 tires, and that's going to be it here. No need to take fuel when we're 7.5 laps to the good. We can go multiple overtimes and we'll still be fine.
Clear low, clear low.
Right front tire really worn out now, down to 20% tire wear. 9-second lead on Denny Hamlin. 11 seconds ahead of Truex in third.
Still there. Top 3, use it if you need it. All right, you're clear.
Closer we get to the finish, less likely I'm thinking we're actually going to get a caution here. We might run these final 72 laps under green. What a strange second half of the race compared to how this race started. 8 cautions in total, but only 2 cautions have come out in the last 185 laps in this race, assuming we stay green to the end.
Stay low, stay low.
It'll be the last 185 laps, only 2 cautions in that stretch. It's pretty remarkable. Like the 6 cautions in less than the first 150 laps of the race.
You're all clear up top there. Got one up top.
3 wide pass on the lap traffic there that time.
Got one, you're clear.
Eric Jones just got put a lap down. But again, we stay green, get his lap back. And the more the lap traffic gets in my way as well, the less of a chance I think
Getting pretty bad.
we're going to have to catch these guys. We're going to need the lap traffic to get in their way as well, though. We might need a little help here to the finish. We can't make it ourselves.
All right, you're clear.
We've been pushing hard on this final run regardless. Final few runs, in fact, but we really gotta go here. This is gonna be a close one, folks. Been a great race all throughout tonight. We're shaping up to have a really, really fantastic finish here in this race as well. One of the better races of not only the playoffs here on NASCAR Heat 4 in the Cup Series on this season, but just in general on this channel on NASCAR Heat 4. Really nice old school short track racing going on in this one. Track has produced a few good finishes in the past, including back in 2016 between Carl Edwards and Kevin Harvick with a photo finish, one of the closest finishes of all time and closest finish in track history. William Byron will go a lap down, so now only 7 drivers on the lead lap. Jimmy Johnson, in fact, is about to go 2 laps down, but again, he'll get a lap back. Byron will get his lap back here pretty soon. Brad Keselowski, the pole sitter, who is currently in 7th, he's about to go a lap down. We got 8% tire wear left on the right front.
You got room, you're clear. Got one peeking outside. You got room, you're clear then. Easy on the tires, driver.
Gonna stay out for sure this time by.
All clear. Clear oil.
15 laps to go here at Phoenix. We're going to stay out one more lap, which means we will pit next time by. And by the time we come out of the pits, we will have 13 laps to go to try and catch the leaders. Currently, we have a 17-second lead over Denny Hamlin.
You're all clear up top there.
To the inside of Kyle Busch here into turns 1 and 2, but we will bring it onto pit road here this time. 45 miles an hour is the pit road speed limit. Cannot speed.
And we don't. We got it down to 44 miles an hour, and so here we go. No fuel. Right side tires only. We're going to repair that little bit of damage we have on the front bumper, and we will try to make it to the end of the race. Hope you guys are enjoying this one. There's been a pretty great race throughout. We're about to make it to the finish. A two-tire pit stop. Final pit stop of the day. We are going to give up the lead. We had to, though. There goes Denny Hamlin. So Hamlin is now in the race lead. I just don't think we're going to catch him. I think we're going to need a caution. We're going to be on the lead lap. We're going to try to put ourselves in position. You never know what can happen. But here we go.
You're clear of pit road.
Back out onto the racetrack as we're in 8th spot right now. And we're 20 seconds off the race lead. How quickly can we gain on these guys? Hamlin's going to catch a big deal of lap traffic pretty soon here, but... Yep, how quick can we catch him? We don't have 4 fresh tires, we got 2 fresh tires, but we'll see. We're already the fastest driver in the field before we pit. Pacing the car up just a little bit, taking the 2 right sides, but... Oh, Parker Kligerman in our way.
Careful, still there. You got room, you're clear there.
I mean, this could be a close one, folks.
Stay on the bottom here. All right, you're clear.
A lot of heavy lap traffic, 3 wide now going into turn 1.
You got room, you're clear.
Just made the pass on William Byron for 7. 17.5 seconds off the lead, 10 to go. So 2 laps, we gained about 2.5 seconds. We're going to have to pick up the pace a little bit more here. I think it's very well possible.
You're all clear up top there.
We're up to 6 now.
Still there? You're all clear up top.
Just got around Brad Keselowski. 15 and a half seconds off the lead. 8 to go. We're cutting into the lead, but I think it's going to be too little, too late. Just praying for a caution at this point. Give ourselves a fighting chance with a restart and see what happens. Denny Hamlin might have needed to win this race to get into the championship race, almost seemingly like in real life what he had to do in 2019 last season. Only that race he did have to win to move in to the championship race.
Stay at the bottom here. You're all clear up top. Still there? Clear all around there.
Could not run the final 13 laps of the race on a blown right front tire. So I couldn't just stay out there. It wasn't like, if we would have been under 5 laps, I maybe would have tried it, especially with a 17-second lead, but we were going to probably go multiple laps down at that point. That many laps left.
You're all clear up top there.
It's just a wiser decision, plus it puts us in position in case we get a yellow, but we only have 4 laps to go now. Once the leader gets the white flag of Denny Hamlin, the next flag will end the race, whether it is the yellow or the checker. But if a caution comes out, we will go to overtime, as we will run past the scheduled limit in this race, 500 kilometers, 312 miles, 312 laps. Inside Kyle Busch, and we're going to move up to 5th.
Still there inside.
So we're up to 5th right now. About 9.5 seconds off the lead. Denny Hamlin has just gotten to the line for 2 laps to go.
You got room. You're clear.
So in the final 2 laps of the race, can we get a caution?
You got room. You're clear.
Denny Hamlin's a half a lap away from getting to the white flag to signify the next flag will end the race. We will get there, white flag in the air, 1 lap to go. Here at Phoenix, we will run the final 72 laps of this race under green.
All right, let's go. White flag. Clear over.
Catching up to Clint Boyer, we might be able to finish 4th. We will finish 4th, we'll blow by Boyer, but coming out of turn 4 for the final time to the line, Denny Hamlin is going to win here at Phoenix, and Denny Hamlin will move on to the Championship 4 race next week. We're going to bring it home 4th. Congratulations to Hamlin getting the victory here at Phoenix today. A 1-2 finish for Joe Gibbs Racing here. Mark Truex Jr. was able to get the 2nd place finish, about a 3.5 second win here for Denny Hamlin. One of the faster cars throughout the course of the day today. Things just played out to his favor here in this one. So kudos to him. Truex ended up 3rd. Harvick ended up 3rd. Yep, we ended up 4th. Clint Boyer 5th. Kyle Busch 6th. Brad Keselowski 7th, William Byron 8th, 9th was Eric Jones, 10th was Kurt Busch. Drivers that DNF'd in the race, you can see right there, Buescher and Reagan, Bubba Wallace, Gase, and McLeod. So 5 drivers DNF'd, none of them were playoff drivers. And a look at the final playoff standings. So with Denny Hamlin winning, that bumped Kevin Harvick out, who finished 3rd in this race. Because Harvick was 4th in points coming into this one. And he had a 10-point advantage on Denny Hamlin.
So Hamlin needed to win to get into the Championship 4. He got it done, nevertheless. So the Championship 4 will be Matt DiBenedetto, Denny Hamlin, and Kyle Busch, Brad Keselowski. So all the drivers that finished the top 4 in the regular season will be the 4 drivers in the Championship 4 in Miami. That is going to be all here for this edition of NASCAR Heat 4. For more NASCAR Heat 4 and other future-related NASCAR content, please hit the subscribe button. As well, if you enjoyed this video, the commentary, or the race in general, hit the like button. I will see you guys next time. Thanks for watching. NASCAR 2020 predictions video coming up. I've got it set. It will be coming out Thursday. We got this championship coming up here for the Cup Series. A big week for me on this channel. Hope you enjoy. Hope you tune in for future videos. Thanks everybody. Good night.